Stan Gibilisco here with an explanation for final exam question number 62, found on page 674 of Teach Yourself Electricity and Electronics, 5th edition. Once again, from the Nerd Cave big screen, we see figure exam-6. And the question asks us, assuming that this circuit is working correctly, what are we going to see at the output terminals, terminal X? At the lower right, the terminal's marked X. What are we going to observe there? Well, we already know that this is an oscillator circuit from the previous question, although if you didn't know that already, you might have a little more trouble answering this question. However, because this is an oscillator, a Colpitts oscillator in particular, because of the split capacitance, that's how you can recognize it, we get an RF signal, an unmodulated RF signal at the output terminals marked X. Don't let the fact that the output is taken from the source circuit confuse you. In most oscillators, the output is taken from the source or from the emitter, in the case of a bipolar transistor, rather than from the drain or the collector, because you get better stability that way. The load has less of an effect on the behavior of the oscillator if we take the output from the source, in the case of a field effect transistor like this, or the emitter, in the case of a bipolar transistor. So, the correct answer, an unmodulated radio frequency signal, and we know it's radio frequency because of the values of the components. The answer is E, as in echo. An unmodulated radio frequency signal, and you can tell that by looking at the values of the components. If you have capacitors with values in the picofarad range like that, and an inductor with values in the microhenry range like that, you can go ahead and calculate the frequency range that you're going to get by tuning that thing, but you're going to find anyway that it's in the radio frequency portion of the spectrum. If the values were a great deal larger, they might actually fall into the audio frequency part of the spectrum. But in this case, once again, the answer is E, as in echo, an unmodulated radio frequency signal. Stan Gibilisco signing off from the Nerd Cave. W1GV out.